The orange and teal look, I don't know about you, but I hate trying to make this look. Not because I don't like the look itself. It's a cool look, you know, it's a blockbuster look. But the reason I've stayed away from it is because how to get it can be tricky, because a lot of the tutorials and a lot of the people who I knew, you know, were doing it. The process always involved, you know, having to key the person's skin. You can now choose to invert it and then affect what's behind them and make it teal. That's great when you are dealing with one shot. How about doing that for over 900 shots in a movie? You know, it's cool if you're doing a commercial, or it's a lot, you know. I just felt like it's not a sustainable process, and so that made me stay away from the look. But with my knowledge increase and gaining more skills, and even watching some other colorists, some other pro colorists operate, I think I have now found a safer and smoother way to achieving this orange and teal look that would not require you having to key people's skin. And let's be honest, keying skin can be a pain, especially when you're dealing with 8-bit footage and all of that. It can be difficult, even in terms of the set design. You know, their skin tones might be exactly what is behind them, and then, you know, trying to now key them separately, kind of like what you can see here. Look at his skin is very close to what's going on in the window. Well, in this video I'm going to be showing you a cleaner way, a more efficient way to getting the orange and teal look. All right, so this footage that I'm using isn't mine. I got it from somebody who got it from somebody. Frenchy Color Grading, that's a channel on YouTube. The footage is actually shot by Sam Koe Films. All right, so please follow him and show him some love. I do not have a complicated node tree. Some colorists like to have like a node tree that they apply on every single footage, and they choose which ones that they will control. I don't want to see something that I'm not using. So that's my own approach. This is the footage exactly as it came. You know, I will turn on the CSTs. By the way, I used Catalyst Browse, and I checked, you know, and I found that it was filmed in S-Gamut Cine 3 in S-Log 3. For those of you who haven't seen my video, there's a video I put up on the settings that you should be using to help your colorist. This is proof right here. You know, I did not even speak with this guy, and that's the settings that he used. So if you haven't seen that video, go check out that video. Those are the settings that you want to always be setting your camera to. So if you haven't seen that video, go see that video now and then come back here. If you like this content, please take a moment to subscribe and drop a comment. Thank you. This is exactly how the footage was shot. I've simply taken the S-Log 3 color space into Rec 709. It was looking a bit too warm for my liking, and so I cooled it down a little bit. So I adjusted the white balance. So you could actually use your primaries, but ever since I've begun to learn more about the HDR color wheels, I mean, I just love it. But I'm not going to get into that in this video. But pretty much what I did here, you can see I just the temp, I just dialed some more blue in. It's the same thing as, you know, coming here and dialing blue in as well. Now, the traditional way that, you know, that we've been doing it for the longest of time is to key our skin. I'll just turn this on. That's me keying the skin. In fact, you would see that I have the windows. You can see keying skin is difficult, and I don't want to have to deal with this all the time. All right, but then I made that a parallel. Is it layer node or parallel? And so we have another node underneath it. So the way, if you're not familiar with Resolve, even though this is under, this is actually on top of this node. So on this node, I now came into the primary. You can see I didn't touch the lift, I didn't touch the shadows because I wanted to keep it clean. The gamma, I pushed some teal into the midtones, which is gamma. I pushed some teal into the gain, which is the highlights. So if I turn off the skin layer, this is what I've done with this layer. All right, but now we're trying to preserve the skin. The skin node, the one that we keyed the skin, is on top of it. I also pushed some orange into the midtones of the skin, and I also pushed a little bit of it into the highlights just to push the skin tone a lot more. And that's what we have. This is the traditional way that we would do it. I mean, in this case, it's actually not so bad because, I mean, the shot is static, the colors are helping, there's no obvious change in the key and all of that. I felt like the saturation was a little bit too much, and so I dialed that down just a little bit, just dialed the saturation down a little bit more. And then to top it all off, I put the Kodak 2332 or 2323 film emulation lot at the end. If you want to see exactly what that is, I'll just show it. So if you just slap the lot on any footage, it's going to look terrible because the lot requires a particular input, which is a Cineon film log. So I put another CST here to take it. Remember, we took it from S-Log3 into Rec 709. So this CST is now taking it from Rec 709 into Cineon film log, which is the color space that this lot is inbuilt into Resolve. You know, go to lots, film looks, it's right there. Rec 709 Kodak 2383, sorry, not 2323, 2383. All right, D55. And then I just added a little bit of film grain. It's also inbuilt into Resolve. And then I put that in a compound node, and then I reduced the gain. So this is it full blast. You can see it's still crushing it quite a lot. So I reduced that to about 0.3, and that is it. And this is the traditional way that we would have actually gone about keying this. But like I said, the problem with this method is this phase right here. This phase right here, keying the skin. This shot is actually not so difficult, not so bad, but other cases it can be terrible. When you're working with 8-bit footage, it's difficult, you know. And even this one you saw, I had to, I don't know whether I mentioned it, but I had to put a power window, you know, to separate. That is why this method that I'm going to talk about now is so much easier, so much cleaner, and you'll thank me later. Similar to what we did the last time, CST, that brings it into Rec 709. And like I said, I felt like it was a bit too warm, so cooled it down, sorry. Next up, very similar to what we did in terms of keying, we want to be able to focus on the skin a little bit separately from the rest of the look. So we start by actually dialing in a lot of teal into the look. Now, I didn't start from this point. As you can see, this is a lot of teal and green into the image. I didn't start from this point, but a lot of push and pull, you know, happened for me to have pushed it this hard. But just to see what's going on in there. So you can see in the shadows, I pushed some green, some teal into the shadows, which is the lift, push some teal into the gamma, which is the midtones, and just a tiny bit into the highlights. Now on the curve side of things, because I pushed some teal into the shadows, I wanted to keep the shadows clean. What that means is black should be black, the shadows should look black, and the shadows shouldn't start looking green and all of that. And so that's what I'm doing with the curves tool. This is the Luma versus saturation tool. So this is affecting the shadows and the dark part of the image, and this is the bright part of it. So basically what I'm doing is the dark part of the image, the shadow part of the image, I'm actually desaturating it, you know, I'm taking away color from it. And that's basically what I'm doing. I did not key anything, all primaries. All right, and now I did a layer node. So this is another node, but this is on top of this node that I've just done all these looks now, and bam, just like that. I did not key anything. All right, everything that is happening is in the primaries. So what I'm now doing on this node is that I am now compensating the skin for what we've done here, and so I'm now pushing more orange into the already orange that is already in the scene, which happens to be the skin. So orange, red, purple. So you would see here, that's exactly what I'm doing here. So in the gamma, I'm pushing more into the red and purple side of things, which is roughly around your skin tone line. Same thing in the highlights, and that's it. That's literally all I did. But why this is working so well is because I'm using a parallel node. So what's going on this layer, which is underneath, is also interacting with what's going on this layer, and that's pretty much how we've done this. So I'll turn this off so that you see. Now you can see the skin layer alone by itself is crazy. Oh my god, what are you doing? And just the same way, this one by itself is crazy, my goodness. But you merge the two together and you have your orange and teal look clean. And the beauty about this is I don't have to key the skin on every single clip moving forward. I can literally just do this on an adjustment layer and apply it across all my clips, and it will do this with each and every clip. This is as we shot it. This is with the orange and teal look. And just to finish it up, the other things I've done, this node is actually empty. Sharpen, just to sharpen it a little bit. And then finally we have the Dehancer plugin. In the last example, I used the internal tools that were available in Resolve, but Dehancer Pro is actually a film emulation plugin. I mean, if you haven't checked it out, you should definitely check it out. I use it a lot in my work, but I'll just go through it with you. So this is the Dehancer Pro. The source is Rec 709. Remember, we're back in Rec 709 with our CST. Right now we have I'm using the Kodak Aerocolor IV125. I'll just disable that. You can see what it is. Now this is not at full point. I have it dialed down to about 50%. This is it at 100%. I feel like the Aerocolor was pushing the contrast, the shadows a little bit too much in a way that I didn't like, so I just dialed it down to about 50%, which is 0.5. The answer will probably beat me because I shouldn't be dialing it down, but hey, I'm going to dial it down. And there are a ton of other stuffs, on the Dehancer. In fact, they actually have this new overscan feature that you can apply, and you have that, very proper classic. You can see it's all animated like it's actual, like it's an actual film scan that's going on right there. So that's a new feature that they have. You can test it out. You can actually control it. You can increase, you can reduce the scale, the gauge focus, so you can put it in focus or you could take it out of focus, the edges, as you can see, the exposure, so you can make it look like it's really burning. And there's a lot that the plugin has to offer, and you can definitely try it out for yourself. You can go on their site and have a free trial, and if it's something that you're interested in, there's actually a recent change in the price, so you can take advantage of that. And also you could also use the code LOOKAIR, and you could get 10% off of your purchase. So just combine the two and you have your own private Black Friday. And that is it. I hope this has been useful to you. I mean, I'm definitely going to be embracing the orange and teal look a lot more now. There's actually a third method that I was experimenting with that has to do entirely with using the Wapper tool. It's possible, but it's not perfect just yet. I mean, you can see this is the result. It's something that I'm still perfecting. It's something that I'm still working around, so I wouldn't want to do a tutorial on it just yet. But yeah, there are definitely different ways of getting to the orange and teal look. This is just one of them, and I can't take all the credit for this. It's something that I've come to learn from watching other colorists, both professionally on the field and a few of them on YouTube. So I'm definitely not taking credit for this technique or for this method. So yeah, but this one with the color Wapper, I'm definitely taking credit for it, but I haven't perfected it just yet. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully this video has been helpful to you. Check out the other videos on my channel for more color grading tutorials as well, and other filmmaking tutorials as well. It's a wealth of knowledge. All right, subscribe if you haven't, smash that like button. Any questions you have, please put it in the comment section, and bye for now.